Season 4 is upon us, which means it's time to prepare our squad to hopefully stay in the Football League. What is up, guys? Matthew here, and welcome back to another episode of our FM24 Journeyman career mode here today. And it is the transfer special ahead of Season 4 in our FM24 save with, of course, Darlington at the moment for now. Don't worry, I'm not going anywhere. I'm just saying it's a Journeyman. It could change. And I've got a niggly feeling this could be the season. I don't know what it is. I feel like naturally, when you've been at a club a long time and you feel like the end is coming, I just have a feeling that if we keep Darlington in League 2, if we can keep them safely out of trouble in the Football League, I think a job might come up for us at some point this season. I just have a feeling something might change this season. But we're going to crack on like it is the start of another brand new season and that we're going to be here all the way. And hey, who knows what we might achieve this season, because of course last year we were 1,000 to 1 odds to get Darlington promoted from the National League and we went up as champions. So here's hoping we can do the same again. But a quick look at the fixtures. They have come out. So this is what we've got to look forward to. So we'll be opening the season away at Sutton United. We've got Oxford United in our first ever League Cup game, or at least our first League Cup game as Darlington manager. The rest of the month looks like this with Northampton, our first home game. They've got Cambridge, Tranmere, Port Vale in there as well. In terms of Boxing Day, we are away from home. We're at Walsall, who I think are a good team. We'll have a look at the season preview in a little while. But that's our Boxing Day game, and we also finish away from home as well. Away to Accrington Stanley. Interestingly enough, the League 2 season finishes at the end of April. That just feels earlier than normal. I don't know if that's a thing or not, but I thought it might finish a little bit earlier. But these are the competitions. We are going to be playing on 4 fronts. Of course, this season, League 2, we're going to automatically qualify for the FA Cup, thank God. We've got the League Cup and what is now known as the Bristol Street Motors Trophy. It was, of course, and still has the logo of the Papa John's Trophy. I'm just going to call it the EFL Trophy, I think that's what it's called. But yeah, the Bristol Street Motors Trophy, apparently. So a little look at the season preview then. So as you'd expect, we are by far odds-on favourites to go down. We were nowhere near odds-on favourites to get up in the first place, but we are 250 to 1 to go down. Quite strong odds by some distance, you have to say, compared to everybody else. The other side who joined us, Southend, are actually favourites to get in the playoffs, which is interesting. You won't be surprised to see Sheffield Wednesday are favourites to go up, albeit they are a club in disarray and are in administration at the moment. Port Vale up there as well, favoured to go straight back up. So there's no question it's going to be a really, really tough ask this season. And the argument always is, have we gone up too early? Can we maintain our position? We'll have to wait and see. In terms of the club currently, the players who we have let go, we've actually had quite a few bids for a number of our players, one of which we have let go already, which is a bit of a shame. But yeah, in terms of players who we've released, let's fast forward to this season. So, the players whose contracts we didn't renew, Kevin Burko, he left, of course. He didn't play for us at all last season. We bought him in his depth at left back. Ended up just not playing for us, unfortunately for him, so he's gone. Tom Leake was a centre-back who didn't play either last season. He was good in getting us into the National League, but wasn't quite up to the standard of last season. Isaac Fletcher, of course, we signed from Boro, was a good competitive attacking midfielder with Caden Kelly, but we decided that Kelly can stay. We might need someone stronger in that position. So he did well for us last season, but has been released. Jack Leckie, another one of our centre-backs. He wanted to leave. He had no interest in staying, so he was released. Another one who was good in getting us up. Did, play now and again last season, but wasn't one of our first choice centre-backs. Harry Wright, a young left-back, of course, who was one of our I guess, left-backs at depth has gone. He didn't really play much last season either, was very much a squad player. And Sidi Sinyan, a youngster, of course, who did come through when we were in the National League North, looked like a really promising young talent when we did get promoted into the National League, but didn't really feature much last season. And again, had no interest in signing a new deal. So they've all been released. That's freed up a lot of wage budget. There have, however, been transfers that have gone out the door. So Tommy Taylor, backup goalkeeper, he might have gone midway through last season. Same with James Harvey, actually, so ignore me on that. The one player who has left, though, is Dan Sassy. He was, of course, one of our best centre-backs, but a bid come in for him, and he kicked off that we wouldn't let him leave. I initially rejected the bid, said you're going absolutely nowhere. Unfortunately for us, he pushed for it, he kicked off, and we took the money while it was there. So Dan Sassy has gone to Wimbledon, who are a League One side, so you can understand why he would want to leave. It's a big blow that he's gone, but we sold him for a deal that rises to 250k. That could be a record for us at the club. Sadly, the board only gave us 30,000 of that, which was a little bit frustrating. And another player who unfortunately has been getting attention from elsewhere and has come to us and basically kicked off that I think we rejected a bid from QPR, is Marco Romano, who we of course signed from Italy, start of last season, a fantastic left winger for us. He's very good for this level. Unfortunately, when we rejected bids for him, he's kicked off. He wants to leave. If a bigger club comes in, you can see the likes of Peterborough and QPR want him. So he's another player who might go up into League One, might fetch us a little bit of money. And that's, sadly, the way it is. We did reject the latest bid from an Italian club in Serie C. Don't quite know who they are. In terms of what we've got in the pipeline, though, of course, we do need left-backs. So we are looking to bring in Jake Leake. He is a left-sided wing-back / full-back. He, I think, very much is an improvement on Boro and Harry Wright. And it does say he's a leading National League South player, but yet when I look at his stats, he's better than Kieran Burton, who did come up with us last season. So I'm not too sure why he's rated so highly, and yet that's only National League North and South standard. I'm not too sure how that works. We wanted to strengthen the midfield, so I'm looking to buy Frankie Maguire. He's a player who is a free transfer at the moment. Another decent National League player, but has the potential to be a leading National League player. Again, I think he's up to the standard of the rest of the team. Might not be quite League 2, but it's a free signing and will bolster us in that area. Another player we're looking to get in, he was someone who we struggled to get in last season, but I think it's a more realistic chance of a signing this season. That's Law McCabe as a more attacking midfielder. He can replace Isaac Fletcher, so hopefully we can sign one Boro midfielder with another and essentially just increase the quality in that position. That is a loan deal, I believe, until the end of the season. Boro seem happy for him to come here. Not too sure if he's going to be or not. But again, he's potentially a Sky Bet Championship player, so we might have a real star on our hands there. And Mackenzie Hunt is another player whose deal we are negotiating at the moment. This might also be a loan deal. Can't remember off the top of my head. Yeah, loan at the end of the season. He's currently at Gillingham. And yeah, he can play in a variety of positions. So if Marco Romano was to leave, he can come in and play as a left-sided winger / playmaker. So that's where we're at. We are scouting a ridiculous number of players at the moment. Players who've been released from Premier League clubs. A lot of them have already said that they're not willing to come here, but we can only keep trying. So we've got so many players that are getting scouted currently who will hopefully be good enough and will want to join us. But yeah, it currently stands at the 1st of July, so we've got a little bit of time. We've still got over a month until our first game, or exactly a month. So yeah, hopefully we can get the players in. This is how it's looking at the moment, though. So George Shelvey is still our first choice goalkeeper. I feel like Theo Avery might maybe overtake him in that position this season. He does have a little bit more potential, so we'll see how that goes. At right back, I'm still more than happy with Kieran Lloyd. He's an incredible player. I'm more than happy to keep him. He was outstanding last season. But if we can improve in any of these areas, we of course will. We've still got Kane Sykes in the back four as a centre-back. Again, he, I think, will be good enough to step up into the league. A lot of these guys are currently National League standard but have the potential to become League 2 standard, so I feel like we have to stick with them. But we will have to replace Dan Sassy at centre-back. That is something we need to scout for. And on the left, we've got Kieran Burton, of course. Still have more than enough confidence that he will be able to do a job at this level. Another decent Vanarama national. Can be League 2. You'll notice a pattern. But we do need depth in that position, which we'll hopefully get with Jake Leake. We are, as I say, wanting to improve in the midfield. That's why we're looking at the players that I mentioned earlier. Same in the attacking positions with Lal McCabe. Hopefully he'll strengthen us in them areas. But I would like another attacking midfielder. I'm hoping Romano will stay. If he does, he's good enough for this level already. I mean, I don't know if we should maybe... I mean, I think he's just signed a new deal. He's still got 2 years left, so it'd be pointless throwing a new deal at him. We just need to hope he'll stick around. On the right-hand side, Harry Green is good enough to play there as well. Michael Spellman, I think, can also do a job, but I would like maybe a little bit more on the right-hand side. And it seems like Max Thompson is going to just keep taking us through the leagues. He is a decent Sky Bet League 2 player as it stands. But again, if we can, increase our quality there, we will. We'll see if Josh Hines can make the step up too. So I think a lot of the players in there are already good enough, but we are literally asking the scouting department to look at players from all areas, and we'll just see what comes our way. So yeah, let's head through the transfer window. There's a kind of whistle-stop tour of where we're at as a team, the deals we've got in the pipeline. So let's keep skipping through now and seeing what deals we can get over the line. So first signing over the line, we're on the 5th of July, so it's not took too long for us to get a player through the door. We've had a couple of rejections here and there, but Frankie Maguire has agreed to join us. He's a ball-winning midfielder, so he will strengthen in the middle of the park, where we've of course got Ben Little, we've got CJ Clark, among a couple of other players in there as well. Caden Kelly, looking to get him on a new contract as well. But yeah, we've got a good player here in Frankie Maguire. He was let go by Sheffield United at the end of this season, has played in the National League North previously, and yeah, has just been looking for a home, essentially. And he comes in as a good National League player, could potentially be Sky Bet League 2, got very, very good potential, which is of course what we like to do here at Darlington. I still don't want us to gamble on ready-made talent who are ready for League 2. I don't think we'll have the budget to afford it. These are the players we need to sort of pick at and just hope that we can help them with that potential, and they become the League 2 players that a lot of them are hopefully going to become, and we'll have ready-made League 2 players who just need a little bit of time and development to get there. Frankie Maguire seems to be one of them, and comparing him to the other midfield options we have, he is currently better than Hill, currently better than Kelly. Kane Sykes remains to be still one of our best midfielders, even though he's a centre-back. But yeah, he's through the door, which is absolutely fantastic. We've had a couple of other deals in the pipeline, still a few that we've not heard back from. We were let down on this young talent, Danny Deacon, a right winger from Huddersfield. He's an outstanding player. Isn't fully scouted yet, but looks like he's got an unbelievable rating and potential. We were beaten by Huddersfield for his signature, but I feel like he's so young, they might loan him out. So I've went back and said, can we have him on loan? So we'll see what comes of that. Mackenzie Hunt is pending. I think we can get that one done. I'm just wary of bringing him in, as we don't know what's happening with Marco Romano yet. Hopefully McCabe will join us, though I'm hoping that's a deal that can go through. Still waiting on Jake Leake, and I have made an inquiry at right back for Blaine Rowe, who was one of the standout players for South Shields last season. We are hopefully still looking to get a couple of their boys in, although a lot of them will cost hefty fees, which we don't have. I don't think I've showed you guys the finances yet, but now that we've signed everybody on to a new deal, we've extended certain contracts of some players. A lot of them have obviously had promotion bonuses in there as well. The current spending is now up to 18,500. We still have a wage budget of 20,100 without any transfer budget. So the wage budget, we've got about 1,600 left to spare. So not much. It is got to be said. We are probably going to have to rely on a couple of players going out still. to fund some of the players going in. But that's committed spending based off of the bids we've put in at the moment. So fingers crossed, a lot of these guys will come in, strengthen the team, and by then we'll look a little bit stronger. But yeah, great free transfer in there. Frankie Maguire is signing number 1. So signing number 2 through the door, Lon McCabe has agreed to join us from Middlesbrough on loan. I think this could be one of the star signings of the season regarding the loans that we're bringing in. He is 3.5-star current ability, potentially a League One standard player, so he's someone who definitely is going to strengthen the side. He, again, National League level player as it stands, but can definitely grow in this team and will become League One standard. So Kelly's probably going to drop down now to being a backup player to Law McCabe, but we'll bring him into the midfield, and suddenly we've got McCabe, Hill, Maguire in what I think looks like a very good midfield. I'm still more than happy with our full-backs. I think, if anything, we are just desperate for centre-backs. We've let 3 go in the summer. Dan Sassy was one we weren't expecting to go, so we are going to have to probably bring in 2, if not maybe even 3 centre-backs. I dare say 2 could be enough. And then we'll be looking, of course, at the front line, which I think, again, Thompson, more than good enough. Spellman and Green. I think if Romano stays, he'll definitely step up. But, yeah, because we've not had anything on him yet, we are hanging on with some of the other loans that we've made. I think Danny Deacon's definitely one I'll bring in if we can. Mackenzie Hunt, I might have to just trigger to get him through the door before he goes somewhere else. I'm still waiting on Jake Leake coming in, which will strengthen us at left back. Ben Barkley is a centre-back we're looking at. With the current signings that we've made, we're currently spending $19,200, so we've still got around £900 a week room, and I do think there might be another outgoing or 2. So far so good. I think we've made 2 really good signings in midfield so far, and it's only the 6th of July. So a little bit of a blow in our hunt for a left-back. Jake Leake, I'm surprised, has rejected our offer and has opted to go to Maidstone instead. Which I find a strange decision. They are 16th, well obviously it's the start of the season, but they're in the National League South. They are one of the better sides in the National League South, but he's just had the opportunity to join a team in the Football League, and he has rejected. And I'm really not sure why, but I guess it's his loss, I guess. So yeah, I'm more than happy to stick with Burton at left back. We just need someone who can compete with him over on that side. And Jake Leake would have definitely been that. He would have been our first choice, I dare say. That's not going to happen now, but it's allowed us to have a little bit more space elsewhere. So yeah, it's a blow. It's weird. It's a strange decision, but we'll move on. Well, it looks like we've got another signing through the door. This one has turned over unbelievably quickly. We put an offer in for him literally the day before, and he is a potential, well, he is going to be the starting left-back, Logan Pye, I want to say. And this could be quite the coup for us. He was released by Burnley earlier this summer, and a lot of Premier League players who've been released by top clubs have not entertained us even approaching them. We put an offer in for him, and he's literally accepted it instantly. He had offers from Exeter, League One, Grimsby, Crawley, some huge clubs, really. And he's turned them down. He's pretty much come to us straight away, which I can't quite believe, to be honest with you. But we're going to get him added to the squad, absolutely. And my thinking in this is that if we bring in a left-back, I know Kieran Burton was outstanding there last season, but we need to remember, he's naturally a centre-back. He was an outstanding left-back for us, but he is actually a better off as a centre-back. So we can just bring Burton in alongside Sykes, and he offers us great balance. We've got a left footer on the left, a right footer on the right, and then Logan can come in and instantly play at left back. So we've now got depth, well, a bit more depth in centre back. We still need one more, and we are in currently for a centre back. We did get a couple who've turned us down, but if we bring Burton into centre back, Pye on left back, I think that's really, really good. I think we'll still need a bit of depth at left back because, if Pye was to get injured, we would be then in a bit of trouble. So I think we need one more. As for depth, again, I'm questioning why maybe I shouldn't have got rid of Harry Wright. But yep, suddenly we're a lot stronger at left back. And as you can see there, he's exactly the same profile. Good National League, potentially a leading Sky Bet League 2 player. Another one who can grow into the league, hopefully. So, yeah, it's good that we've strengthened in that position. Where we're at currently with a couple of others, we are looking at Afonso Lindo. He's a centre-back who was released by the Boro. So we're looking to bring him in. The other Boro centre-back, I think it might have been Jack Robinson, turned us down and went and joined someone else. Can't recall who it was off the top of my head, but Lindo can help at centre-back. Maybe Burton then drops to the bench. So we've then got a bit of depth there. We are trying to bid and buy Harrison Clark. I mean, us buying a player is impossible at this point, but we're trying to offer as little as we can, 30k up front, 3 additional instalments, which will total the deal at 120k over 3 seasons, which is a push. But let's be clear, he's a good League 2 centre-back and could honestly be such a difference maker. He doesn't seem interested though, even if they were to accept the offer, so I'm pretty sceptical of that one coming off. And we are looking to bolster in midfield. It is worth noting Danny Deacon and Mackenzie Hunt both rejected our loan offers. But if we can get our hands on a permanent signing, instead we will. And you guys know what we're like for bringing in young attacking players. And Ben McNamee was released by Manchester City in the summer. And isn't quite at the level now, but has so much potential, it's uncanny. So if he can compete with Spellman on the right-hand side, potentially League One standard player, and I'm just thinking of the money we could sell him for. You know, these young players that we're bringing in for nothing, the hope is that we can sell them on for a fortune going forward. The same can be said for Themba Hendricks, although he's not quite as good as he was last season, but has the same potential. So, yeah, we can hopefully look to both of them players, and they can come through and hopefully go on to be top players for us, and yeah, their potential will shine through. So as it stands currently, midfield, I think we're good. We might need a bit more in the attacking areas. It's centre-back where I think we need a bit more, as well as depth at full-back. So yeah, we're getting there gradually. There's a couple of players who I am looking at and we're scouting at the moment. Once their scout reports come in, we will have a better idea. We've got Brooke Norton-Cuffy, who's a right-back who we might look to bring in. I'm also loving the look of Callum Kavanagh, who obviously is playing for Boro at the moment, but could come in as some competition up front. So we've got plenty of players that we're currently scouting, and I think we're making good progress gradually, and it's only the 14th of July, so I'm happy with how we've done so far. So yeah, as we thought would happen, we actually worked out quite a good offer for Harrison Clark. But yeah, he's not even wanting to discuss contract, which is fair enough. It was always a bit of a push. But we have signed Ben McNamee, the young 19-year-old winger, is coming in. Fantastic potential, breakthrough prospect. He's going to give plenty of competition on the right-hand side for Michael Spellman, who currently I think is the only right winger at the club. Harry Green can play there, but we would much rather him be on the other side. So Spellman, someone we brought in on a free, turned out to be an incredible player for us, and Ben McNamee, I'm hoping, he'll essentially be just as good. But another signing through the door. I've lost count of how many that is, but yeah, a promising winger who's been released by Manchester City. I've got a feeling he might be a little gem. So another signing through the door. I'm actually going to try and ensure I know the number. This will be signing number 5. Signing number 5, Afonso Lindo has agreed to join. He was previously at the Boro. He was released, I believe, at the end of last season. And, yep, you guys know, he will give us depth at centre-back, which we desperately need, of course, but has that sweet potential. So we're going to just give him a squad number. Number 4 seems about right. But yeah, as you'd expect, he currently sits as a decent player for in and around the level that we're at, being the National League that we've just come from, but has the potential once again to become a good Sky Bet League 2 player. We are just setting the team up for the future, essentially. And he's pretty much the same rating as Kieran Burton, except he's got a little bit more potential. Well, we have another signing. Jack Evans has agreed to join us. He, of course, is the player we were talking about in terms of giving us depth in a number of positions, a ball-winning midfielder who can also cover at left-back. He'll provide fantastic cover in the midfield with Frankie Maguire. And, I mean, if we need to tweak formation, we might end up having 2 ball winners in behind the top forward. You can tell that this has all changed. I need to reset it all because as I was talking you guys through my squad planner, FM crashed. And that means that I've had to do pretty much the last 2 weeks again. So Logan Pye hasn't actually signed for us yet. And I'm now really, really nervous that he's going to just choose somewhere else. Obviously before, you guys saw it. He signed for us. It was all great. It was all brilliant. FM crashed, and now I've been left in limbo, and we've been waiting for over a week now for him to sign. And I honestly don't think we'll get a better left back for free at his age. So I'm going to be devastated if the game screws us over, crashes, and he ends up actually signing for someone else. I hope it is still going to remain the same, and he is going to sign for us. But as it stands, anyway, Evans has joined us. He's a fantastic player. He is versatile, and I think you need some of them versatile players in your team. He was once a Blackburn youth player. He's been up and down and around. He was at Tamworth last season, one of their better players. And yeah, again, very, very happy with him and his signing. Welcome him to the club, give him a squad number, and we're filling it up pretty much now. I think if Pye does sign, that'll be 6 signings we're going to make. We're going to look to make 1 more. And I think the 5 players who we let go in the summer, the 1 we've sold, I think that might return the squad back to the level that it was. And I think we've improved pretty much in all areas. But I'm going to get my squad planner back. I'm going to save the game before anything else crashes. I pray to God Pye still joins us. And then I think we're pretty much set. I am hopefully going to bring 1 more in. I really am liking the look of Callum Kavanagh, who of course was once of Boro. I think he could just give us such quality up front. But by the looks of it, he is only wanted by teams beneath us. So I'd fancy my chances of bringing him in as well. But yeah, let's all just pray that Logan Pye will sign for us and the game won't screw us over by crashing again. Well, I am relieved to say that we have signed Logan Pye, P, whatever. I was really nervous that we wouldn't get him this time, so I actually went back in and I increased his wage, among other things, and it's actually knocked our spending up a bit. I don't know why our transfer budget shifted. I wonder if I can alter that. But I'm just delighted we've got him in, and I'm over the moon that the game hasn't basically just, you know, crashed and screwed us over. We can now unregister one of the under 22 boys, under 21 boys. In fact, we can unregister all of them, essentially. CJ Clark is someone who we are looking to shift. You can see how many players we've got under the age of 21. It's quite exciting, really. But yeah, Logan is in again, thankfully. Absolutely delighted with that. I'm going to save the game before it crashes again and we get screwed over. But yeah, he's going to come in now as our starting left back. I've worked on the rest of the squad. As you can see there, the back line looks a lot more solid. I don't know why the attacking midfield position has changed to a 1.5. Let's get Law McCabe back up there. And who is his... Kelly's probably a second. I've altered the formation a little bit to have the 2 ball winners just to see how we adapt to the league. But yeah, we can rotate that triangle without any issues. As you can see, Jack Evans, a fantastically high rated player, is also going to be up there. And that, I like to think, will strengthen us. So 3-star there as well. So this is what we're looking like currently as a squad. We are on the eve of the season now. So Burton, as I mentioned before, I'm going to keep him in there as he offers us that little bit of left-footed balance, but Logan can come straight in. And as I say, the plan we've got is that if we need Burton to move on to the left, we can. We can then stick Lindo in the centre. If we have injuries at left back, we can bring Evans across and he can play there. And then we've got other people who can come into central midfield, like Hill, like Kelly, like Little. We're sorted, I think. And I believe we can have a bigger bench in League 2 as well, which is really going to help. So we should be able to pretty much have a full back on the bench, a centre back on the bench, a central midfielder, as well as Josh Hines being the backup striker. We've got Romano on the left. We can probably stick McNamee as someone who can come in off the right as well. And that's not even taking into consideration Caden Kelly, who essentially is a backup for McCabe too. So, yeah, we're looking good. Let's see if we can just alter the finances just to get us back above... Yeah, back above zero. In fact, we've actually got quite a bit. I think we might be in the process of selling Clark. That's why that may have freed up as much as it has. I don't know where all that money's come from, actually, but it gives us a lot of room to get more players in, essentially. So the wage budget, 22,000 now. I can't make sense of where the transfer budget's come from and what's happened there, but we've still got £2,000 a week to spend. And I'm still looking at other areas of the pitch. I think wingers, once again, is somewhere we can definitely bolster. There was a winger from Derby who I really like the look of. We might have to loan him in as well. I will have to find his name. But yeah, a lot of these guys who we've tried to sign are too expensive, won't entertain a move. I still am looking at Callan Kavanagh as a potential other striker who we can bring in, another poacher possibly, but there was a winger from Derby who I really like the look of, who I might look at too. But yeah, we're on the eve of the season, pretty much. I think so far it's been a pretty good transfer window. The season starts in literally 2 days' time, I think it is. Or 3 days' time, maybe even 4 days' time. But yeah, I'll see if I can squeeze any more deals in. But a lot of the moves we've made so far, I'm really, really happy with. And I think we've got a good looking team for League 2. And yeah, we'll keep pushing to see if we can squeeze any more deals over the line as well. So we are here ahead of the opening game of the season, which means the transfer special will be left there. It's been a busy one. We are still shopping around. I am shifting the budget around to see if maybe we can buy a player or two if we have the wage budget to do so. Currently, I am still looking to bolster down the sides. We are looking at Ronaldo Toraj, I think it might be. He's loan listed from Derby County. He could be someone who comes in on the left-hand side. 4 stars, decent Sky Bet League 2. I have a feeling he'll turn us down, but I'm just thinking if we can get him in, it could be a good idea ahead of Romano, who still hasn't left. There is interest, but no offers have been made for quite a while now, which is interesting. Clark might be leaving as well, which will open up some wage budget. I am looking at this guy as well, Rushian Hepburn Murphy. The problem we've got is we've run out of scouting budget, so I can't scout him any further. I tried asking if he would come in on trial. He said no to that, which is a little bit awkward. But this guy has Tristan Abrahams. He's come in on trial, and I've got to say, he looks pretty darn good. So looking at his scout report, as you can see, he already looks like he's a little bit better than Max Thompson, and I think would provide fantastic competition up front if we can bring him in. Looking at where he's come from, he was at Dagenham and Redbridge. So the fact that he has come from a league where we pretty much were at the level of, and he's as good as he is interesting. But he possibly could come in and give Max Thompson a run for his money. But yeah, this is what the team's sort of looking like going into the opening game. So George Shelvey is still our number one goalkeeper. I've not really thought about improving in that area, but I'd like to think he'll be good enough. We have got Theo Avery in there as well, who has some fantastic potential. He could more than get a run in the team if we want. We've got Lloyd as the right back as always. He's got Sinclair in behind him. Sykes is in the centre-back position with Burton. We're not as strong as we were last season with Dan Sassy, but Burton can slip in. We've got a very good left-sided full-back in Logan Pye, who can play there as well. And as I say, we've got interchanging positions, people who can come in. Lindo can come in at centre-back. We've also got Evans, who can come across to left-back. He's going to be in the midfield alongside Maguire as the two ball winners. We will rotate this triangle as we go, depending on how defensive and attacking we want to be. I might set up a second tactic, actually, just with a separate alternated triangle midfield, depending on if we want to be a bit more defensive or a bit more attacking. Law McCabe is our attacking midfielder. He is, one of the best, I think, at this level, so a fantastic signing there. We've then got Spellman, who's going to still be on the right. Our attackers have pretty much mostly stayed the same from last season, I think, because they were just so good. So we've got Spellman on the right, Romano is still on the left, but we've got the likes of Ben McNamee, who can come in. He's got unbelievable potential and is young, so he can hopefully be bedded in. Harry Green, also still at the club. He can come in on the left-hand side. Josh Hines, still the backup, although we could still improve there if we get a striker in. Clark, he's probably going to leave. Ben Little's there as a backup. Caden Kelly's as a backup. Hendricks is there as a backup. And Abrahams might be coming in. But, looking overall then, no transfers out this side of July, but Sassy was the player that we sold. So we've technically made £200,000 since the start of the window, and we've not spent a penny yet. I think we've made some really, really good free transfers. Maguire, McNamee, Lindo, Evans, Pye, and the loan of Law McCabe. We've not relied on loans as much as I thought we would initially, but we might still get another one or two in. So, quickly looking then at whether we are at any shorter odds with the bookies with the signings that we've made. No, we're still 250 to 1 outsiders. Still favourites for the drop. Northampton have dropped significantly. They're 100 to 1. So it's all down to us basically proving the doubters wrong. Logan Pye is actually going to be our key player. Ben McNamee is our hot prospect. A very young squad average age, but that's only going to bode well in the future, and I'm excited by what this team can offer. It's weird that they've put Spellman on the left, Romano as a centre attacking mid, and Law McCabe up front. That's interesting. But that's where we're going to leave it, guys. We're going to be back in the next episode, probably for a triple header. We're going to probably play our two opening games in League 2 with Sutton and Northampton, and we'll see our first ever League Cup game as manager at home to Oxford United, which is going to be awesome. They're currently in League 1 and a side I managed on last year's FM in the Championship. But that is it for the transfer special, and I can't wait to kick off our League 2 campaign in the next day or two. But that's it for today, guys. If you've enjoyed this transfer special, please do hit the like button and subscribe for much more. Comment below your thoughts on the transfer special. And please, if you're new, do hit the subscribe button, as this is a great jumping on point for any new viewers. And a like goes a long way, as you guys know. But until next time, do take care, guys. I hope to see you for the start of League 2 and our time as a Football League club, and our first games as a professional club as well. But the journey with Darlington continues. I hope you guys will join me then. I'll see you in the next one.